Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ahmed Lomayor. On this video we're gonna continue with a few deployment. Let me bring some note. This step we will do. We already covered the hero handling. You could watch my previous video. And I use one of the mechanism. You could bring a changes to the mechanism or use a different mechanism. It is fine. You could create something for the hero handling package, but let's do the deployment. We have a different way to deploy it. The first deployment we will do it to our Mule embedded cloud. We will do the manual, and also in manual we have a few ways to deploy it. You could do it through your the studio the MuleSoft provide, or we will do it manually, like create a jar archive file and upload it. So let's do the manual, but before we do the manual, we need to do this stuff first. We will do the add to discovery. Why we need it, I will tell you, because if you want to use the API manager, we need to use the add to discovery. So I will show you how to create the add to discovery first. Then after that, we're gonna check all the stuff, then we're gonna do the deployment, because all the information we will add it. Let's do the add to discovery, the first step first. Come to the MuleSoft mule.com and click on any point, and from the APIs section we go to API manager. The reason we create API manager, because we need to have an instance ID in order to create the MuleSoft. Let's delete one. If you want to delete anything from MuleSoft, so let's delete one. You just click on that, and one more thing I want to show you. See, there's an register. What does that mean? Like it's not connected to any application. Let's delete that one so we not get confused. Just click and go to action and say delete. We delete right now. Once you click, it would be like that, and there is administration. This is the administration page. That means, and this API group. Ignore about API group right now, and there's automatic policy. We will go, but let's go to administration and say add API, and we're gonna pick version 1. You could deploy it to any of this one, to test, to the dev, to the prod, but let's pick it up version 1. But I think let's pick the version 1. I think my API is right now version 2, but add new API and promote new API. I will show you this one too and that one, but let's do it with first one. Add new API, and there's a different API gateway. This is something like the third party you want to use it. I will show you that one. This says gateway designed to manage secure API running on anywhere. That means you could do it through this way. And this is a new section, the service. This is the same thing, like any point service mesh microservice, but we will use this one. Come for the, if you use that one, that they call that one come with this API is MuleSoft. I will also show you the deployment for proxy, but let's go with the regular one first. Connect to existing application, or you could do it if you don't have, otherwise you create another application, but we will connect to existing one and recommended one. You could do the proxy, and just say next, and it says create new one API. We already create the YAML file. All we need for that YAML file, look right here, the one we have in New York Queens Public Library. You click on it, and that's it. The information the way it is, leave it. It is a version 1, and let this does everything is look nice. If it's whistle, you turn it, but it's not. It's a rammer, and you pick the. You see the option they tell you. The second is downstream, upstream, and review. So this is a local instance. You just ignore it. You don't put anything as a and also consumer app endpoint. Now that's the API that we using, the 1212. Let's leave it the way it is. And next, local API, look, I think nice, and save. And we need this API instance in order to add to discovery. Right now, ignore about this option. We will do all of that, whatever on that side, because for API management. But right now, ignore it. Just copy the auto instance. Come to your global, global element, and go to element is the only database. Create, and we look for the add to discovery. If you want to manually do the add to discovery, we need one API instance. That would be API ID, and also we need to pick the main one. The is a in New York QPL, and this is the first step. We need the instance plus we pick the main flu, and we ignore the base path. Okay, this section is good. Now what we need more, you go to the Windows and say reference, and because we do manually, and this would come, and if you do it this way, this information would automatically come and run to our environment. And you click on our API manager. We need the client ID and client secret. This one you take it from online too. Let's go back to our business group. Just go back to your administration section, to the access. We will go to the business group on it. If we have it, no, this is a sub, just an environment, and this is the version 1 we want. You see this side client ID, copy that one and paste it, and also shows, copy that one, paste it. So this is the add to discovery. Add to discovery, they need that much information. Let's check second step. So this is the add to discovery. We configure the environment, plus we take a client ID to that, and we create API manager. Fine, create API manager. We take instance. This add to the discovery is a 2-step. We just take the client ID, client secret from environment, and we take this second step is creating API manager. We took instance again, then we create add to discovery and we place it. So up to right here is done. Say manage property. Let's manage property. We doing two-way, YAML or regular property. YAML is always recommended as a lightweight. We will use it. You could create different way for test, but right now we will create it for the version 1, and property file for each one you could create and deploy. Choose and manage property configuration. Then with the second step we will do. Let's work with the first. We come to our application, to main source, the one that there we have. Just copy the one, click. See, we have that much. All you do, copy and come right here, paste it again, and change it to version 1. That's all you need to do on YAML. And this information, why we need it, I already have the video, you could watch it, because for the first, the security reason. Second, some information, if you go global element, and if you go to global element database, see why this information had to be, everybody could read my username, password, my port, localhost. This one we could manipulate my information, and it's not safe. So we need to cover that. In order to use it right here, we need to go to a second step. Let's go. We need to configure. We have a two-way to configure. I have a video, but still I won't repeat myself. Property, either you do the property manager or we do the secure property, but since it's secure property, we will do the secure one. But regular, again, we come right here, you say create and look for configuration property. Config. You see, we have a configuration property. That would be, let's create one. that would be regular, and they ask the name. All it need that to ask the name, and this is the version 1, this one, and done deal. And you just come back to your application. Let's say let's go to element and go to your database, and if you want to use your property anything right here, let's say I want to cover my user, just take it out that one, and we use $sign. Make sure you use $sign plus curly bracket. Now you just type is a db dot user. That's all. This information would be covered from a property. But if you want to secure it, okay, we tested the working fine. You see this property now is coming, so you could cover all of them. And if you want to let me secure it, then we will cover all of them. But that one, the regular way was it. Because some information we want to hide it, we want to hide secure way. So if you want to do secure way, you could delete the configuration property, and let's create another one. And the secure one, if it's not exist, add it from a search mule search box. So let's type secure. I have it, but see config is I have that secure one. Just 1 minute. You could download it from right here. I don't have it either. Secure, I mean not right here. You just click on search, make sure you log in, and just type secure. I think I'm not logging. Just type secure and add the mule secure configuration property. Now go back to same place and type secure. See, now it comes secure configuration property. This time what we need, same again, we want to add the file and plus. If you watch right here, the C key, and that's a require. The reason they're asking that because it's secure one. Let's leave it that one, we will come back. If you check the database, that has a password. This password had to be encrypted. If you go back to your YAML file, you see I already did it, but let me show you how I did this one. And let's go to version 7. There's different way, but let me do the easiest way. Say open, I will show you where I download that one. Generic text editor, you see, and open it with the. Let me show you where that I add the generic text. This is I will provide that one in the video description. To secure property, you could do it through this way. Let me first, the simplest way I will show you. I will provide that one for you. You could come right here because they're asking this key. Write 16 digit. This is 16 digit keys. You could do 1 2 3 4 5 10 1 2 3 4 5 set that becomes 16. And what is the value? The root. And say generate. You see they asking this key over there. If you go back right here and to global element, let's go to global and say create and say secure property, okay. And right here we put in file, and now they're asking this key. We will give it to them, and this information is, if you check those information is same thing, AES encrypting and CBS, you know, those information you leave them the way it is. This one. And the second way also I will show you. And by the way, you just go click and you just save it. When you come to your again to your file right here, because this password, what you do, you put a exclamation mark and a square bracket, open and close. On that one you paste your code. What is your code? You just go over there again. This is the code that you get generated. You copy that one, make sure you paste it right here, so that way the runtime will take it. So now it's good, save it. So we will check what is wrong with this one. Secure property, I think we create in the wrong place. Secure property, we delete that one, it's not global. Okay, this is also fine. We done, we manage the second step too, we fix it, and we didn't finish it one more time. You could come back to the database. Now all you do that right here, we need to type secure, I believe is colon, otherwise a 2 colon. You just type secure in front of it and you just say test. We need to put 2, just test it. See, now it's success. We need to put 2, just remember. Let's change all of them. So this is port, you could do it even to HTTP, and show the password. Let's do this one. This is the password. You put everything, secure the blah 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 code, and what else. You could leave the one like that. So let's test it. This right here, this information would be like anything, I believe it was stopped. Like anytime it's sensitive information, you see, this is the I don't want to show it. I want to show it like this way. Everything you want to show this way, you could come to artifact and come right here. I just tapped this one, for some reason was stopped. It would be look like that. All you do that comma, and right now type secure property. You add all the field right here. So let's find if anything is we could hide. And even this one, we want, if you want to hide, you could add it over there. But let's go to probably, yeah, to discovery, and yeah, add to discovery. This information you want to hide it, you could do it this one as well. And let's check this one. This guy also you want to hide it, the key. You name it anything, then you provide it on a runtime. But let's leave it right now, but I would show you. So make sure again, list all the sensitive field in a mule artifact JSON file under the property array. So the last one, add a runtime property. We will add it to a runtime property. Runtime property also, for example, each time we, like this one, we cannot each time go manually deploy that one and change the code. Is another good thing. Like we do the runtime. How you want to do the runtime? For example, if you want to deploy that one, you see we creating, let me go back. See, let's say we create a dev and we create a version 1. If I want to download it to version 1, I don't want to go manually change all the stuff to version 1 to this one. If I go to version 2, then manually go to right here. That would be too much work, and it's not recommended. It's not a best practice. What we do, we have a runtime property. We will add a key, and the runtime they will replace it with. How we do that? For example, we go to a security right here, and this is the version 1. We configuring this way. We take this one out. Again, we put a $sign. Let's say we put a $sign and curly bracket and open and close. We give them right here a key. That's all key, an environment, for example, env, and we save it. For this one as well, put the key, then you put it on the runtime. But right now, this one, leave it right here. Just leave that one right here. Save it. Right now on this one, the property we didn't mention it, and secure. So how we will do it? Let's check if something is left. I think almost we cover all of the stuff that is needed, but still, if anything is missing, you could comment it below on the video, so I could learn it too. You know, always we learn from each other. So this is for manual deployment. Second step, manual deployment, just know the manual. Let's find our also, let's deploy that one, then I also check how many manual deployment we have. First way is like you click on the application you want. This application is also somehow connected. I want to deploy same thing, but you do the same thing, whatever is necessary to cover it, all the step apply to that. But this two I want to deploy it. Go to any point platform like for some reason stop again. You click right here, you go to any point video and go to deployment to cloud. Which cloud? This cloud is belong to MuleSoft. It take time. Now you see this is manually right here, and also we will change it. Now we came to version 1, and also some, you see they picked this one for us, share space, United States East or Ohio. They picked that one, which we will, that one is a version 2, CloudHub version 2. I will show you on a CloudHub version 2, but let's go with this one first, then we go with the second one. They give you a few options right here: property, runtime, inside, and login. Runtime, as I said, is a runtime property, and this is the runtime environment where we deploy, execute our application. This is a release channel, and this is a runtime version they pick for you. We leave that one, and Java we leave that one. This is a worker size, we call them vcores. This is a memory. Worker size means memory. See below that they write a memory. This is like how smart you want it, like how quick compute you should have it. On a 1 giga is like a 10 application you could deploy. On a 1 is enough, or this is a very simple. On a 1 similar with my application, I could deploy 10 of them, is enough. There's a worker size, they call them a vertical, and there's a worker, they call them horizontal. If something more load you want it, you could do it with this one. If you want to do compute like memory wise, smartness, you could do it through this one. But since this cloud, the regular cloud that we pick, they do not giving the option to deploy it. So usually, let's say you deploy it to a 2 worker, 2 instance. Like 1 instance is not working, automatically will go to a second. This is a good benefit, but for this application 1 is more than enough, and this is a more than enough, and a 1 queue is a lot also. 0.1 is fine, and so we pick that one automatically. Object store is fine, and what else? And this is runtime, and go to property. You see that whatever we put it, the secret, the anypoint platform, if you want to hide that one, I was talking about that one, it still is available. Let's hide that one. You could copy, I hope, okay, it's good. You come back to your application and open it, you go to Mule, and right here now you paste it. You see, now this one would be hide. And what else? That one too, let's hide it. And you just give them a comma. This is a runtime property. This is a sensitive information, I didn't want to show it. You could do all of them. The key, the accessing, I don't have it. One thing more, if you remember, I switched the environment to EVN, and where I want to deploy it, I want to deploy it to version 1. I think that was a EVN. Yeah, I will recheck. Let's recheck what I pick. Global environment, I did. You see EVN. I pick this. Make sure it's right one. You pick EVN. That what I want to deploy to version 1. Version 1. Okay. So this information would be covered. Let's save it and redo that one. Probably will hide information. Deploy, and we pick version 1. Those is the way this look fine, but one changes. Usually we change it. You see this one, I will show you what is different. There's no big difference, same thing. Just let's pick that one, and everything is for this application is enough. And this is when I deploy, you will see that would be high. And let's go to property, let's go to insight. And inside, if you want more information on each transaction, you could pick that one. On the inside, more they give you insight for metric. For logging also, if you want to change the level, there's a basic level. On a deployment, we're not picking one of this one. This would be too much information. Somebody gonna hack it. So why want to give them a lot of information? So this is more than enough. If you want to change it for some reason to see how your application work, you might change it to a different level, but this level is fine. And that's it, I believe. So, and also static IP, you could add a static IP. So this is a good name, and I believe all is fine. Then we say deploy. If you pay attention, they say runtime manager. It goes to runtime manager. This application we will deploy to runtime manager. Runtime manager is a location. It is where we execute our application. You just saw it. We deploy our application on a runtime. We could do many things. We could pause our application. We could delete our application. We could do some whatever changes we see it right here. We're gonna increase the size, decrease the size, increase the memory, and assign a static ID, logging. All that stuff would be done through the runtime environment, like how you want to run your application in a real time. How should we do it? It takes some time. Let's go back to our, let's check where is my application. Okay, let's close and go back to our runtime environment if that show up. Now if you pay attention, this show up. You see the information that we added to a JSON. I get a height. The deployment takes some time, but when it comes to this page, you could close it and go to the, see now it's deploying, and with this name. If you go to your QManager 2 API, because we link it through the API instance, right now is unregistered. Nothing is registered to this. So once it's deploy, I get register. So that way we will do the management. So the version 1, and so you could go over it, and there's nothing. And that CVS file action is VPI and V configuration detail duplicated if you want. Let's see, configuration client to MuleSoft. It is on a Mule gateway. And right here is a lot. We will go over it, but just watch and see. Just watch that if that change. And also look for right here. If you want to look the log, open the log. See, you could read it. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Fail to deploy artifact. Oh, wow. Resource, yeah, view on class page. Okay, this is the problem. I don't think gonna be deploy. Is a the one we have it. The one we have is a lowercase v1, but right here is a, but we will redeploy it. You see, there's a you read the log. If it do not deploy, it is fine. We will redeploy it. You will see it, but just check right here. Today deployment. There's the first log, and there's the workload and system log. But we will redeploy. You will see. And the second way we will redeploy it is the same thing. Like whatever you go, you see the application. One is from over there. One is from right here. You just click, and you name it. Any name you wanted. The one was NY. This one you could Q public library, and this name is kind of exists. And what cloud you want is this cloud it is. And then this file you will export it because it's manual. even more than manual. How you wanna create this jar? You click and export it. So once you export it, use the mule and you pick this one. Say next, make sure you pick both of them, artifact and that, and finish it. You pick the location where you want and let's finish it. You see, this is you create the archive file. You place the archive file right here, but I will not do it. And same thing it would shows right here, like any changes, worker size and workers by self and the version and property. You could add everything manually right here. Inside you could change it to one of the more data you want on each record, and logging level you could change on static. Same thing, but the way I show you, create the archive file, come right here, say application and say deploy, pick that one and give the name. Let's check, sell application, give the name whatever you want and pick the deployment. And the third one, either you do it from over there or right here. Let me go over this one, the version 1, 2, just click. Once you pick this one, it would pick by itself. I will show you the difference. If you check right here, they call them replica count. Over there it called them worker size, worker and worker size. Right here they give you more option to pick from worker size. You want 3, 4, 5. Let's say what is the last 8. Could even pick 8 of them, and also you could pick more memory to it. And they call them replica or their size. And rolling time they're giving you, and this is a rolling update. What did that mean? There's a strategy. Rolling update, what it mean? There's a one strategy. If you're deploying a application, if you want to deploy from you want to keep the old version 2 until this version is become workable, then you pick up roll version. That means from blue to green. That would become blue. Then whenever this deployment is done, that would be green. But if you pick the recreate one, what does that mean? The strategy, you just stop the old one, doesn't matter, you overwriting and just you terminate it. You see, you terminated. This strategy they call them from a red, that become red, then green. That, and you stop it, that one you become green. So you usually pick this one until your this deployment is not done. Keep the old one, and no other different. You see, Java is same, replica is same, and this deployment model they gave it to you, and you could use even use the object store. That's the big difference. And one more thing on right here everything run on HTTPS. When you create, they give you a URL for HTTPS. That's the difference. And that one that we deploying right on that one, they give the HTTP. So this one is running on HTTPS, and that one is just let's pick it out. That was we created archive file right here. For some reason it doesn't work. Okay, you just pick the file from right here, upload it where it is, bring it up and say deploy. I don't want to deploy it because I already did it, but I just show you this one. The difference is that the deployment is same thing. The regular thing, the runtime is same thing. Inside is you see a little bit more information. Public endpoint, and this endpoint can be reached through the public internet. Available domain came from the runtime configuration. And last mile security, and not because of not increase the column inside the column increase. This is different, just some dictionary different. My point is, and the behind your code there's a security different, other stuff different, but just like deployment wise not a big difference. We could manage it and wait of that. And the property same, either you manually add it or you could type it. And monitoring, they call it monitoring, or there is not. And the logging we call them but this is different. Logging they call them monitoring. This you pick the level. This is the good thing. Monitoring they call them increase, they call them. That's true. Property name change and worker name change get to a replica. And plus right here they use HTTPS. All your endpoint would be like this one would be HTTPS. If you want to send anything, there have to be HTTPS. Let's go back to our application. You get failed. Let's redeploy it. We will bring changes. And again you click. You know it why get failed. So this is deploy to a cloud. Let's this time we pick the version and the reason it get deployed. What happened? This data does not come. You see that on this one also data doesn't come. Manually you need to copy paste all the API key, the API client ID, all that stuff you do manually. But let's pick this cloud, and if you go the rest information I want to keep it same. It's not a big difference. And the property, you see this one was the problem when we picked and we pick the environment, and the environment we give it the a bigger uppercase. We need to give them lowercase, that's all. And logging, everything is same. All inside, you see if we call them in crash, they call right now they call them inside. Monitoring they call them. And logging they call them monitoring. For inside they call them in crash. The rest is same thing. Let's make this one bigger and say I hope there's everything. Say deploy. Let it finish, I would come back. Now it deploy. It doesn't deploy, but let's check that. You see now we have a deployment 1 and deployment 2. This is the current one. Up to right now everything worked fine. Region, the closest one is that one to us. I think there's let's see what on a worker. There's not much any log, but we will see. And let's check, recheck if there was a more fill. You see we cannot find it, this one. What else again right here, if there was any other issue. You see everything they keep talking about. I think that was the main reason. So that's why you need to always be a good reader on reading a log, so that way you can figure it out what is the problem and fix it. Because we are human, we do mistake, and that is not a problem, but we also know how to fix it. So do mistake, fix it back, that's all you need. Even the deployment get deployed successful, still I recommend read all the log. There would be some warning you don't like. There would be some warning you don't like it, you need to fix it. So that's why I recommend reading log a lot. Let's look if anything more is. So I think all is fine, and also this is fine. You see now that get deployed successfully. So and also if you check our manager, let's run it. And that's the problem. We will figure out why is this the problem. And we provide him this ID and credential. Let's check. Let's go to our application, all is stored, and why is that? And go inside. Let's go to our dashboard. Let's go to setting and property. See, this is a hide. No anymore is like that. You cannot even know what is that. Could you delete it? I don't know. and probably I did not provide it right here. How to, okay, I think you could bring a changes. So let's I will create the next video. It take longer, but let me fix. Okay, now it takes some time. I just click. It takes some time. It pop up. Everything is fine. You see the instances come right here and it's active. So in the next video I will show you how to apply policy from right here, and also how to apply a select here, and how to do some setting if you want to. So now is